Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Catora Gregory. Today I'll be doing my interpersonal communication class. I am pursuing my degree in my master's degree, which will be in human services and family marriage counseling. Right here, I'm going to, you guys probably can't see it too well, but this is my outline. Right now, well, the next slide, we're going to define interpersonal communication, overarching goal, enlarging the conversation, my background, behavior blend, my behavior blend, interpersonal communication skill test, my personal barriers, identifying and providing solutions to noise pollution, both internal and external, my action plan, my conclusion, and my references. What is interpersonal communication? According to Stewart in 2012 on page 36, the type or kind of communication that happens when the people involved talk and listen in ways that maximize the presence of the personal. Meaning that it's just simply the way that people talk and how you listen of what the other person is saying to you. My overarching goal is communicate with others with grace and honesty while being supportive of their feelings. I will aim to be obedient and respectful while constantly reflecting God's love. Meaning that whenever I speak to someone, I will be sure that I'm very honest with that person and be supportive of how they feel with whatever conversation we're having, and I will always be obedient and respectful because you always want to treat others the way you want to be treated. So if I'm treating you in a nice respectful way, then therefore I know that I will get a nice respectful communication from that other person. And I always say to myself, what would Jesus say? Even there's times where you just want to go off, but you have to always remember to stay calm and to always try to put yourself in that person's shoes. Enlarging the conversation. Enlarging the conversation is doing what is necessary to keep the conversation going and taking it one step farther. According to Barley Allen in 1995, it is difficult to understand others until we learn to listen effectively to ourselves. Meaning, you must listen to how you come off to someone. And you have to make sure you come off at a nice positive way so you can get positive feedback from somebody else. And that's like the number one thing in a conversation. That's something that I had to learn to do, because sometimes if you come at me negative, I'm going to give you negative back. And if I feel like you said something out the way, I'm going to take it as a negative way, where I should just use my active listening skills to understand what you are saying in order for me to respond back to you in a positive way, because what you say may not be how I took it. It may be in a different way. My background: I was born in Staten Island, New York. I was raised in the South in Midway, Alabama, and then I moved with my father into Greensboro, North Carolina. I am an African American. I'm very family oriented. I'm a mother of one daughter. I was raised in a single family parent home. I'm determined and I'm a go getter. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is my second time taking this course. My first time, it was kind of hard, but as I say, I'm a go-getter, so I registered for this class again so I can get the grade that I know that I can get. Behavior blend. The four temperament models of human behaviors are active, outgoing, task-oriented, people-oriented, and passive reserve, and that was by Carbonell in 2008. D, which is dominant, which means active and task oriented. S, which is steady, which is passive, people oriented. I is influence, which is active and people oriented. And C is competence, which is passive and task oriented. And this is considered the dispersonal types. My behavior blend is D, which is active and task oriented. Positive characteristics is I'm a great friend, I'm a great mother, I'm a loyal listener, and I'm very task oriented. I am the type of person that I have to get it done and get it done on time. And if I don't get it done on time, I'm going to stay after and do what I got to do to make sure that task is done. Negative characteristics is I'm not a public speaker. Right now, I'm very, very, very nervous because I do not like to speak out loud, but that's something that I know that I have to do, especially with the type of degree that I'm getting, because I want to work with at-risk kids and I want to tell them my story and talk to a group of kids that's going through a lot of how they help to get them through things. I'm not aggressive, I'm not perfect, and I'm very quiet. Interpersonal communication skill test. According to my interpersonal communication skill test on Quantum.com, I am insightful. Insightful is just that I am good at seeing things at other people's perspective. I tend to do my best and place myself in other people's shoes to understand their thoughts and feelings. I generally get a good sense of what others are thinking. Meaning, if I know that you are mad about something and I know you on a personal level, I can sense that you're mad about something and I can sense what you are mad about. I try to put my feet in other people's shoes because sometimes you never know what a person is going through, or you may not know what they're going through, but you coming at them in a negative way. But you need to put yourself in their shoes to see how they feel if they feel like they being attacked by somebody. So I always try to put myself in other people's shoes, in order to try to make the conversation go in a more positive way. Personal barriers, negative self-talk, finding my sense of entitlement to speak up, biased listening, and nonverbal. Solutions to this is if I'm negative self-talk, I can change negative statements to positive. I have been learning how to do that lately because sometimes when I'm mad, I'm just mad and I don't try to change the negative things that I say. So, I try to change negative statements to positive. Finding my sense of entitlement to speak up. I recognize what matters. I don't look at the big picture. I think about what exactly matters at that moment. Bias listening. I could be mindful listening, having a desire to listen. That's a good thing because I can be a biased listener. Like if I just don't want to hear anything that you have to say, I just tone you out. I'll be staring at you, but I just tone you out. Nonverbal, use positive movement. And that simple as if I'm using my hands and if I'm angry, I'm not going to be doing this. I may just do this or, something that shows you that I'm not attacking you. Noise pollution, which is factors that influence us to be distracted from listening effectively at level 1. And that's from Barley Island in 1995. Two types of noise pollution is internal and external. And we're going to talk more about that. Internal noise is emotional listening, biased listening, and hearing what you want to hear. Solutions to that for emotional listening is to be more positive. Biased listening is to be patient. Letting and hearing what you want to hear. Letting the past determine how you listen. So that to me means that you take from what's in the past and you use it in your future. And you use it to see, exactly determine how you should listen now. Because if you wasn't listening in the past, now in the future you can listen more to understand people. And this course kind of helped me in that way because in the past I would not listen to anything you had to say. But now I started listening more to people because I will understand people more. External noise. External noise is multitasking, room temperature, and loud noise. Multitasking, solution for that is to focus on one thing at a time. Don't work on this, work on that. Working 5 things at a time. It can have you wandering and just having you going everywhere. Room temperature and loud noise. Finding a peaceful place with less noise. Like now, I'm at a peaceful place. My daughter is gone. And I'm at a place where, I'm at peace and I can actually do this presentation. My action plan is to develop mindful listening skills, communicate with next, and the next step is essential because it can either change the issue or keep the conversation going. Time management, respect others' feelings and thoughts, and have a humble spirit. That's my all-time action plan. Conclusion, I never knew how much a class what has so much impact in my daily life. Communication is a key. I have learned so much in this class about my interpersonal communication skills, and it has shown me ways of how to approach different solutions. Listening instead of agreeing, disagreeing, advising, or defending focuses on your talkers in a way that helps them share their thinking and feelings and build your relationship. And that was from Peterson 2017. And that will be on page 109. And here are all my references. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed my presentation and I hope you have a wonderful day. To my professor, I do want to thank you for taking the time out for giving me encouraging words through my email. It really helped me out a lot and I really hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thank you and have a wonderful day.